The Chicago Cubs offense hits an all new low on Friday night. We got to talk about it. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. This is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I'm your host, Mike Jones, here with you again. Thank you so much for tuning in to this weekend edition of the Chicago Cubs Central podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the network. We appreciate you guys. And also, not just here, but you can also find Bears, Bulls, Cubs, Blackhawks, White Sox, Illini. We got it all over here on Central, baby. All you got to do is type in your favorite team name, Central, after, and one of us will pop up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, guys, if you want to get active, please get active in the comments. This is a safe space. This is the official voice of the Chicago Cub fan. So please leave those comments below. Comment, let me know your thoughts on the topics for today. Not going to be necessarily the funnest episode today to talk about, but it is definitely necessary to talk about. But make sure that you guys jump in on the conversation. I love hopping in the comments, seeing my Chicago Cub family, everybody chit-chatting away with each other, talking about what the Chicago Cubs have done, have not done, need to get done. So please go ahead and leave a comment below. Also, you can write me at Cubs baseball 1992 at gmail.com. You can also call me and leave a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Your voicemail will be previewed on the show, as well as any type of email that is written will be read out on the show. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, man. The Chicago Cubs don't make it hard to follow don't make it easy to follow this team right now as they continue to slump offensively. The Chicago Cubs drop a forgettable game to the St. Louis Cardinals Friday night in St. Louis. 66-48 is now their record. They lose this game 5-0. Matthew Boyd was pitching in this game. So in my eyes, in my mind, I'm like, okay, Chicago Cubs got this. We're good to go. Matthew Boyd at that time was 11-3. And I'm like, okay, it's the St. Louis Cardinals. They have traded away so many pieces. Nolan Arenado ain't even playing, ain't even line up. The best people they got are Brandon Donovan and Wilson Contreras. Paez sometimes is good. Mason Wynn is spotty at times. He's great defensively. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, fine. You know, Chicago Cubs probably win this game pretty handily. The PCA, Suzuki, Ian Happ, and Kyle Tucker all have done great things in St. Louis. So they should hopefully be able to replicate that, right? Wrong. They actually go for together as a total. Bush went 0 for 4. Suzuki went 1 for 4. Kyle Tucker went 1 for 3. Ian Happ went 2 for 4. Pete Crow Armstrong went 0 for 4. Carson Kelly went 1 for 4. And Will Castro went 0 for 4. Nico Horner went 1 for 3. And Dansby Swanson went 1 for 4 in this game. Just abysmal effort offensively from this team. You had multiple times where you had two men on. And let me tell you something. This happened not once, not twice, not thrice, but a bunch of times. These guys had two men on base, whether it was from taking a walk or whether it was from getting a base hit, and they could not cash in. Not on a fringe starter, not on somebody that is, looking to be a huge name here in the near future, pitching wise. They couldn't push one run across on a AAA pitcher. The demise and the fall of this Chicago Cubs offense has to be studied. Somebody has to do some research and figure out just how the hell do you go from having the most lethal offense in all of MLB. Teams are quaking in their boots when they got to play you, whether you're at home or you're away, because you're hitting home runs everywhere. You're stealing bases everywhere, and you're doing everything that you need to do to be able to be successful. And you go from all of that to turn around to This getting shut out by the 58-58 St. Louis Cardinals. That's just ice cold. You know, I really don't know what to say, y'all. I really truly don't know what to say. I wish I had more for you, but I really just don't know what to say. I don't know what's wrong with this team. I don't know what's going on with them offensively. I don't know what's happened and how we regressed. You got Kyle Tucker to ensure that things like this wouldn't happen. But there was a time you could have added more. You limped your way into the All-Star break. This started before the All-Star break. July 1st, you were struggling. Limped your way into the All-Star break. And we're like, okay, we're fine, guys. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Chicago Cubs the Chicago Cubs went into the All-Star break, still in the first place. Limped your way in. Said, okay, let's get us to the trade deadline and we'll make some trades and we'll be better. Jed Hoyer, if you did not, if you're not going to make trades, you have to call those guys up and play them. You cannot keep putting this out on the field and expect Cub fans to believe you when you say, oh, yeah, we're serious about winning the World Series this year. Oh, yeah, we're serious about going all in. You aren't serious. And you lied to all of us. You lied to Chicago Cub fans. You went into that trade deadline and you tried to nickel and dime as you always do, and you got played. You got told no. You thought you were going to be able to rob these teams dry and upgrade your team by giving them the bare minimum. And they told you, get the fuck out my face. Get off my phone playing with me. If it ain't Matt Shaw, if it ain't, a big name, if it ain't Owen Casey, if it ain't somebody like that, get the hell off my phone. Because there's no way you can tell me that you tried and you put your best foot forward to get these Chicago Cubs in a better position when literally we are looking at them right now not be able to score a freaking run, to get shut out by the St. Louis Cardinals. For all of this, Sonny Gray might mess around and pitch a no-hitter on Sunday night. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This offense is an embarrassment. Y'all can make all the excuses you want for PCA. Shohei Ohtani ain't going 0 for 4 in multiple games back to back to back to back to back. That's why he's going to be the MVP. That's why he's going to be the MVP of the NL. You had a chance to go grab Eugenio Suarez. Instead, he's playing in Seattle. What a joke. This front office is a joke. This organization is a joke. It was a fun 2 months, y'all. We had a fun 2 months of baseball where the Chicago Cubs looked like they were really on to something big. And it's crazy to be saying that with a record of 66-48. But it's really the truth. Really the truth. The Brewers continuously keep winning. Even if we are a wild card team, what's the realistic expectations of us being able to win a wild card series? You can comment below and let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Chicago Cubs, presently constructed, can win a wild card series? I don't. You put us up against San Diego, we getting thrashed. It's a shame. It's unfortunate. So unfortunate. Because it didn't have to be this way. Johnny Manziel hosted Anthony Rizzo on his podcast, the Glory Days podcast, and he was asking Anthony Rizzo all different types of killer questions. If you guys have an opportunity to go and watch that Glory Days podcast, I do believe it is on YouTube. I saw the clips on X. One thing Anthony Rizzo talked about was the fact that after that 2016 World Series, they looked at that mountain, that impossible hill to climb of climbing up to go win a World Series. They looked at that mountain, and it was daunting as hell. But that mountain is even more daunting when your front office brings in bullshit to try to help you win that World Series. Anthony Rizzo talked about how in 2016 they brought in Chapman. The Chicago Cubs knew nobody was beating them after they brought in Chapman. They knew what time it was. It was go time. Theo went all in. That's going all in. You look at the subsequent years after that, subsequential years after that, and you could see the front office was bullshitting. Complete bullshitting. They literally was giving you just lip service. They were not serious. And again this year, they were not serious. If you really believed in your prospects, call them up and trade some of these major leaguers. Trade Nico Horner. Talk Ian Happ into waiving his no trade clause and waive him. I'm sorry, and trade him. Trade Michael Busch. Get better. Get better. Stop nickel and diming. Anthony Rizzo said something that breaks my heart. It sticks with me. It stuck with me ever since I heard it. But he said that he felt like they left another World Series on the table because of the front office's unwillingness to do what it takes to win a World Series. That trade deadline, after that trade deadline, my expectations for the Cubs dropped so drastically. So drastically. It went from World Series to, man, we'd be lucky if we're a wild card team. Between the Brewers doing divination and voodoo and all this stuff to win all these damn games that they're winning, to be as hot as they are, to somebody doing some voodoo on the Cubs bats because they are cold as ice. You can't tell me they don't have holes in their bats or their bats aren't glued to their shoulders or they're not out there playing with wiffle ball bats. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. Chicago Cubs play the St. Louis Cardinals again tomorrow. They'll probably win. Good for them. Whoop-de-doo. But they might lose too. Who knows? They were supposed to win this game, but like I said, I mean, it's on Fox. It's Colin Ray going up against Andre Pallante. Like I said, Pallante last time facing the Cubs did not do so good. He has a 4.57 ERA. He's 6-8. Colin Ray is 8-5. Colin Ray is going to give up the home run ball, so watch for that. So, you know, it's just not fun. It's just not fun, y'all. It's just not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun baseball. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's not fun to watch. You let Jordan Walker, who the Cardinals admittedly gave up on and is only keeping around because, like, and you let him get a home run on you. Embarrassing.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.